Hello, hi everyone. This is Kelly, and welcome to this talk about juggling, kids, family, holiday, and a business. If you're watching live, let me know in the comments, and if you're watching the replay, let me know where you are. I'm in the UK, I'm with my family. I'm about to go on a little holiday in the north of Devon. And I wanted to come and share this really important topic because I've been speaking to a lot of women and a lot of clients, and I see them really frazzled during this holiday period, and where they are really burnt out trying to juggle, spending time with their children, working, focusing on their clients, focusing on their business, and there's no time even left for them, forget that, but just trying to juggle everything. And I really see a lot of women, well, burnt out and also really beating themselves up on this. And so this is what I want to come and talk to you about today. It's a really important thing about how the feminine, how your divine feminine can help you with this. So we go away from juggling and into grace and peace with what is happening in your life. So if you don't know me, I am an activator of the divine feminine, and I work with women to fully embody and live with this divine feminine presence that's been missing for so long. And we live in such a distorted world where women are essentially trying to do it all. We're trying to be the perfect mum, the perfect wife, the perfect partner, the perfect businesswoman. And we're really missing this divine feminine essence that says that we are perfect just because we are in the body. So let's get into this subject then. So, as women, and especially in this way where we are into personal development and we're into spiritual growth, we want it all, and we've been told we can have it all. We've been told that we can manifest miracles, that infinite abundance is available to us, that we can have a really thriving business. And a lot of us want a really thriving business because we really do what we love, and we really want to share our gift with the world, help people make that transformation ourselves. We really, want to help people feel better about themselves and do better in themselves and have better businesses. And so we really want to have it all. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great, this desire for us to serve more, to help more, to have more, to enjoy our abundance, to receive more, to live in comfort, to live with financial freedom. And we love our children. We want to spend time with them. We love seeing them grow up. We want to have an active part. We want to feel close to our children. And so, all of these things, we want it all, essentially. And that's where the problem lies, because sometimes we are trying to live up to impossible ideals of perfection. And really, I see this perfection myth that we have, especially around women, is a very wounded feminine myth of, before, like if you go back to my childhood in our 80s, we, in the 80s, the perfection was about your physical beauty. So it was about, when I was growing up, heroin chic, or, now it's more about having cosmetically enhanced face and bodies. And so before, it was just about what you look like. There was a very narrow definition of what you could look like in order to be perfect. And with the advent of growth and, spiritual growth, now we have to be perfect at manifesting. Now we have to be perfect at having an amazing business, because we see all these role models on the internet that have really amazing businesses, and it looks really easy, and we want the same, and we are like, yes, we want that. And then we've got coaches helping us with parenting and telling us to parent a certain way and to throw out all the old ways. You know, before people would smack their children, now we don't want to smack them. Now we want to, you know, have strong-willed children and be able to deal with it and be able to handle it. We want to have the perfect relationship. We want to feel really, you know, intimate with our partner and close and have that deep connection, you know, not just this superficial relationship. We really desire this. And so what I'm feeling is that this idea of perfection has become a trap for us. It's become a trap because we're looking outside on the internet and, you know, in magazines and, you know, perhaps our role models that we follow, and we are like, that woman has it all. I want it all. Why can't I have it all? And then we beat ourselves up and we think that we're not good enough. That's why we're not doing it right. That's why we're not beautiful enough. We're not educated enough. We're not from the right place. We're not from the right family. We're you know, the underlying dialogue under all of this is that I am not good enough. And this feeling of deep feeling of not feeling worthy and not good enough is really coming from the distorted feminine paradigm. Because what the distorted feminine has essentially lost her connection to her inner fullness, to her worthiness, to her magnificence within. And so she's going outside of herself in order to prove that she's enough, in order to get that validation she's enough. So that can be from all of our goals, from a successful business, a good relationship, amazing mum. And I'm not saying that these desires are bad. Like, we all want growth, and that's part of our human nature to get to our highest potential. But I'm saying that if that desire is embedded in I am not good enough, rather than embedded in, wow, I am an amazing goddess creator and I just want to bring these things into creation, so I am creating from joy. That's the difference, creating from joy and just because you can, and because you know how amazing you are and how powerful you are, as opposed to creating from, I need this in order to feel good enough. And when I have this, then I will be enough. That is the difference. And that is what a lot of these perfection myths are doing. They're actually creating a false paradigm that we're all trying to scramble into in order to really feed this deep need to feel loved and to feel appreciated and to feel infinitely worthy. And that's the issue, that all of these things can't come to us if we don't feel worthy within, or they can come to us, but we don't. It's coming from need, and so it creates a lot of hard work in order to get those desires. It takes a lot of proving. It takes a lot of grafting, and it creates a lot of imposter syndrome, because even then when we have it, or fraud feelings, we don't feel we really deserve it, because deep down our unconsciousness is telling us that we're not worthy and we're not good enough for it. So this is the problem with the perfection myth that I really want to talk to you about today, and then talk to you about how we can start to, juggle, or juggling is the wrong word, but start to put attention to our family, to balance our work, our business and our family, and be able to enjoy this holiday period. And so I have some things to share with you today. So the first step to creating harmony in your life, when you've got all these things on your plate, on the kids, on the family, on the holiday, and on your business, is to really unplug from what I call this wounded feminine matrix. So how I see that is, we have these ideals of what we need to be as a woman, what you should do, what you should have, what a good mum is, what a good woman is, what a good businesswoman is, what a successful woman is. And it's almost like these are in the collective, they're collective norms and ideals of what is defining you as a good woman? What is defining you as a worthy woman? External ideals. And you need to disconnect from this false matrix, and reconnect to your innate worthiness and beauty within. Because as long as these external ideals and matrix is ruling us, we are constantly trying to scramble up and be good enough, and you know, comparing ourselves. This is what creates comparison. The wounded feminine matrix creates comparison because we look outside of ourselves and say, this woman's got it, that woman's got it, that woman has, why haven't I? And we need to really unplug from that false matrix. We actually need to say no to this false matrix. We need to rebel. We need this like raw, you know, feminine goddess, like Black Madonna, Kali, Isis energy to come through and say no more. We are not living up to these false ideals anymore. We need to call them out, and we need to just allow ourselves to separate our own identity away from these ideals, because this is what creates a lot of distortion in who we are and how we feel about ourselves. So it's like, what happens when women do this with me is that you start to shift everything in your life about who you're associating with, your tribe, what you're agreeing to, and you become a real pioneer. You become someone very, very different in your community, in your business, in your relationship, and in your family. And that is really powerful because you start to be a woman who is really in her divine feminine power, who knows and feels her innate worthiness and love and magnificence from within. And she is like no longer taking this shit of these stupid perfectionism myths that are trying to like sculpture her into a certain way. And the problem with these perfection myths is the sculpture is this way, the shape is this way for being, you know, as a mum, it's this way for being as a partner, it's this way for being as a good businesswoman, and we can never live up to those crazy ideals. So it's really time to say no to all of those and stop looking outside and start coming within. The second part then is to start to really question your beliefs about your business and your work. What beliefs do you have about ease? Having money easily, having clients easily, that what you do for your clients is enough, that what you do for your business is enough, the hours you work, the service that you provide. All of these beliefs that you have perhaps ingrained in you about life is hard work, you have to work hard to earn money, you have to give and give and give in order for your clients to be happy and satisfied. You have to be responsible for your client's transformation. All of these things need to be questioned, because if we have beliefs that we have to work hard for money, that life is a struggle, that we have to give and give and give to our clients, then we are going to be constantly thinking about our business, and we won't be able to unplug from our business fully and be present with our kids. So all of these things need to be looked at. How much do you trust that you are provided for? How much do you trust and believe that you will be successful? All of these things need to be questioned and worked through, because if that beliefs are in there, that you have to work hard for money, that life is a struggle, that you have to give and give to your clients, that you're responsible for your clients' transformation, and all of that energy is laced into your business and you're creating it, because whatever you are doing, it's created with that energy, and you won't be able to shut off from your business. So really taking time to question about how much time, how many hours, how hard you have to work for your business needs to be looked at. And I would love to hear how this is resonating with you. So let me know in the comments. Then the third part is, once you've unplugged from this crazy perfection matrix, once you've worked on what your beliefs are around your business and your clients, it's time to start to decide what is right for you, the goddess you, the divine feminine you. And I almost want to say, fuck the system, fuck what you have to do, and really, and what other parents are doing and other business women are doing. And, you know, we don't really, just take yourself away from all of these external things and sit with yourself and really breathe with yourself and really ask yourself, what do you want? How do you want to design this time, this holiday time? But not just holiday time, actually, all time. But holiday time, we feel it more because we're trying to juggle. And one thing I will say is even to come away from your kids. Now, I have a 4-year-old, so I know that can be quite hard, because we think, you know, our kids want to see us all the time, and that's beautiful. There's part of us that wants to see them all the time. But then also, if you ask your kids what they want to do all day, they probably just want to eat ice cream all day and, you know, watch Superworm or whatever their cartoon is on repeat 20 times a day, or have their iPad. And you know as an adult that they can't really have that. So almost even disconnecting from what your kids want and really connecting to you, because you, as in the divine mother, as in the divine feminine, know what is right. And that deciding what is right for you needs to include elements. The first thing is time for you to journal, to connect, to breathe, to be in this pause, not that you're chopping yourself up into 1,000 different pieces to meet and please everyone. There needs to be time for you in your diary and in your life, because if there isn't, then you are unconsciously saying to yourself that you are not important, and that you're not worthy of time, and you're not worthy of love, and you're not worthy of yourself. And that leaks into everything. So time for you is really important. Then time for your business. Yes. Time for your family. Time, for your relationship perhaps. And then you need to get really practical and real with yourself about what that looks like, and start to split it up. So if we're talking about holiday time, you're taking your week's calendar and dedicating, blocking off time for family and time for work. I did this once with my clients recently, because what she found herself was, she had all of these client appointments for her clients spread in her diary, some in the morning, some in the afternoon. Then she had social media to post and all of this. And she was just constantly like, I want to say she was in a washing machine of, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to feed the kids. Oh, I need to talk to this client, and I need to do this. And this energy, this is creating so much panic and stress and overwhelm for our energy. And it's really not valuing you at all. So you need to get really kind of strict with your diary and really plan it. And it might be something, these are just some examples. Morning is for my business, afternoon is for my kids, or 3 days a week is for my kids and 2 days a week is for my business. But you need to split it up in a way that you can breathe and feel comfortable with it. And that might mean getting help, babysitters or childminders, or doing swaps or something where you can get support for your kids, and that they know that they are being taken care of. And I would really question yourself on what you think you need to do for your business, and almost automate things more. Get into, if you were working in a company, and I used to work in a corporate, so I remember this, like 2 weeks before I went away and the 2 weeks when I got back were stressful, because really the business could not cope with me being away during that holiday period of a week or 2 weeks. And we don't want to be doing that from our business, because essentially if we're doing that, we've just bought ourselves another job. So, you know, it's about, we come into our own business because we want that freedom. We want to be our own boss. So be your own good boss, you know, and give yourself proper time off, you know, and maybe you need to take, you know, 2 weeks off and cancel all client appointments, take a social media holiday. Stop emailing, you know, all of these things. I have to post every day. I have to do this. I have to do this. My clients need me. These are not real things. These are things that you've decided. So when you're deciding what you really want, it's really time to look at this and design your business for what you really, really want. And then the next part, then the fourth part, is once you've designed this, is whatever you're doing in your allocated time, so with your kids or with your business, make sure you're really present in that. You're really with that. Like right now, I'm doing this video with you and I'm really present with you. My daughter is next door. I'm not like, oh, is she all right? Oh, you know, I'm with you. And when I'm with my daughter, like I was this morning, I really looked in her eyes. I held her hand. I wasn't looking at the watch thinking, oh, I've got a call at 10. I was just really with her. And that's a real gift. And kids feel that. Often when kids are really needy on us, it's because we are not really present with them. We're on our phone, we're checking the watch, we're doing text messages, we're stressing in our heads. They can feel it when we are stressing in our heads about an email we didn't send, about a post we didn't do, you know, about a client or something. They are really sensitive to that. So really, whatever you are doing, give yourself that gift, because actually this is a gift for you, to really cut yourself off from everything else and be really present with that activity that you are doing. And that will reduce the overwhelm and stress tenfold. Because overwhelm and stress comes from a million things running in your head and you going, I can't do it, I can't do it. Like energetically, that's what's happening. So you are doing this to yourself. No one is doing that to you. You are doing it. And so you need to take responsibility for that. And you need to change your habits and say to yourself, I'm not doing that anymore. And that's going to be a bit of a habit to break if you're used to it. Or when you notice yourself doing it, going, oh, okay, I'm doing it. You know, I'm just coming back to the present moment, calling yourself back here, here, and here, and here. This is the feminine embodiment of beingness, and it's such a beautiful way to be. It brings so much peace and inner calm. So do this. Be present with what you're doing. And I would say use your vacation time, so when you're with your kids, when you're going for that walk, to practice your vibration, because I'm sure in your business you're wanting this next up level, next income, clients, you know, and maybe that's a certain figure. So when you're with your clients, you can really practice that vibration of, I am whatever that is that you want, you know, I don't know, earning 20,000 a month or whatever it might be. Yeah, a published author, serving thousands, whatever that is, and really feel that. What would that be like? What would I be doing with my children? What would I be doing here now? It's really fun because it really, you can actually start to really enjoy that time and that presence. So however you've got to do that, you need to find help for this, okay? And if you are a superwoman that's used to doing it all alone, you've got to break that habit of not asking for help, of pretending it's all fine, and you've got to ask for help. And that might mean saying to your partner, I can't cope, I need you to do more. Or swapping with your friends, you know, swapping childcare, or paying and outsourcing and saying, you know, to your partner or your husband, I need someone to help me with this and I want you to support me. And I think that's really important. And also being honest with your clients and saying, I'm a mum and that's important to me and I'm taking this time off. And to be honest, if they don't like it, I've got to ask the question, are they for you? Or are you trying to have this mask of the perfect professional, you know? Or are you real and authentic with who you are and what's happening? The things I would say not to do is do not stay up all night working if you don't want to. Do not stress all day about not working. Don't panic and do nothing, and don't sit in this washing machine of doing everything and feeling terrible. This is the biggest disservice to you, because when you're in that washing machine of juggling, you are saying to yourself, I'm not important, I don't matter. And that affects your worthiness vibration more than anything. So I'd love to know how this is hitting you, how you're feeling. You can let me know in the comments and I'll make sure I come and answer everyone. If you've got any questions for me, I'll come and answer them all. Because what I want to do now is really invite you to spend more time in your divine feminine, because when your divine feminine is fully activated in your business or your creative endeavors, you use your desire force, your sensual energy, your feminine energy to create. And this is not, a cookie cutter process of methodology of how to create a program or a business. This is about resting in your feminine and allowing this desire force, this creation force to marinate, to build organically. So instead of a checklist, you actually become the vibration of this birthing. And then when that is done, you're able to really birth your ideas through the womb temple, which is the way, the divine way of creating. When your feminine is fully activated in your relationships, you are the prize, you are the queen, you are the divine feminine embodiment. And this teaches so much to your children about a woman. What do you think a woman rushing around all day in chaos and stress teaches them about being a woman? And what do you think a woman who is perfectly imperfect, is okay with their imperfections, who isn't trying to do it all, who is really present with them, who is honoring herself, who is valuing herself? What do you think that is teaching about a child? It's teaching them that a woman is important, that rest is important, that feminine is important. Otherwise, we're teaching them that distorted masculine, doing, stressing, pushing, is the way that things get done, and is the way that we work, and is the way that we are worthy. That's what I learned from my mum, for example, that our worthiness is gained from doing and doing, not because she told me, but because that's what I observed. And that's the thing, children do what we do, not what we say. And then in regard to the relationship with your partner, being in this divine feminine where you are the prize, this is like the lusciousness that he so desires. And you're giving him a way for him to really rest in this beautiful divine, to settle in your magnificence. And he will pay highly for this. And I don't mean in money, but I mean in terms of attention, in terms of reverence for you, in terms of devotion for you. Men fall down to their knees when you have this space of beingness for them to enter into the sacredness of you. And then when it comes to wealth, when your divine feminine is activated, women are the keepers of wealth. And our bodies have that way of holding wealth. There's areas of the body that when they are explored can explode wealth. You literally open up the floodgates to abundance through this desire force that's been shamed. And then when it comes to worthiness, the divine feminine, when that is embodied and when it's innate, when you are connecting to that innateness, anything external to you, the miracles, the money, the business success, bow down to you because you are bowing down to you. So activating your divine feminine means really living from this innate worthiness. And I'm really excited next week because on Tuesday I'm beginning Embody the Goddess circle. This is a circle where I'm working with just a handful of women to help them embody this goddess aspect in all aspects of life, in money, in business, in the channel of wisdom, in relationship, in sensual and sex magic. And so I have a very special invitation to just some more women today to come and join the circle element of the call for £200 a month. So the full Embody the Goddess circle includes personal mentoring with me, being held through the process, having access to me. And I realize that some people just don't have the funds for that. And so I'm opening up a select number of women to come and join the monthly circle where we meet in circle and where I help you to embody this goddess aspect in all areas of your life. And it's just £200 a month. So I'm going to put the link below for you to join. You'll have to join by Monday because we're starting on Tuesday, and it's a monthly call, a monthly circle to really meet this divine part of you, to really feel and connect with your innate worthiness, and to say to yourself, I am important, I matter, working on my feminine matters, and to really alchemize your feminine presence into all aspects of your life. So you're living that innate worthiness, that peace, that relaxation. So I will put the link below, and if this is calling to you, reach out to me. And well, I will put the link, actually. I think you can just sign up on the link. So I'm going to put that there. Thank you so much for joining. I'll make sure I come and answer any questions, and I'm wishing you a beautiful weekend. Lots of love. Bye.